Hi guys and welcome back. Yes, you have guessed it, it's another Will It Play Doom episode. It's not like there isn't enough of them plaguing YouTube as is, so let's create another one. So all we're going to need for today's project is a Sophos Firewall, USB memory stick and a SATA to USB converter. I'll leave links in the descriptions for all the items used. So let's quickly take the cover off and take a look inside. Having a quick look inside the unit, we can see there is a 64GB SSD, 2 gigs of RAM. On the other side of the PCB is where the CPU is mounted. So the first thing we're going to want to do is connect up the USB memory stick and using Rufus burn a disk01.img file found in the Microsoft Windows 98 First Edition boot disk folder. Once the image file has been written to the USB and Rufus says ready, you can remove the USB and keep it to one side. Then we are going to want to use the USB to SATA converter and plug in the SSD and the Sophos to our computer. You will notice that the 64GB SSD is not listed under devices at this moment. Under Advanced Drive Properties, you will need to tick the box that says List USB Hard Drives. Then under Boot Selection, select FreeDOS. You can give a volume label if you like, I set mine to 98. Hit Start when you're ready for Rufus to write FreeDOS to the SSD. We are going to want to copy over the files from the Windows 98 SE ISO and the Doom files onto the SSD. I renamed this folder to just 98. Okay, so now the fun part. You are now going to want to connect up the SSD as it was before, put in the memory stick with the boot image. You are also going to need to connect up a monitor, USB keyboard and mouse. Once everything's all connected up, power up the Sophos and smash the delete key on the keyboard. It will take you into the BIOS. If we navigate over to the Advanced tab, then CPU configuration and then socket 0 CPU information, we can see that it has an Intel Atom E3826 running at 1.46 GHz. Now we want to go back to the Advanced tab and then IDE configuration. The only setting we really need to change in the BIOS is setting the SATA mode to IDE. Now we need to save these BIOS settings and restart the Sophos. On restart we need to smash the delete key to ensure we get back into the BIOS. Now we need to navigate back to save and exit and select our memory stick as the boot override device. Once the Microsoft Windows 98 startup menu loads, just hit enter and start Windows 98 setup from CD-ROM. It will throw an error saying the Windows 98 setup files were not found. Let's not lose any sleep over this and just move on with our lives. We should now be in DOS. We will need to navigate to the C drive. If we issue the dir command, we can see all the files that we copied over earlier. Now we will need to change directory into the 98 folder and run the setup command. Press enter here and the setup will run the routine checks on our system. Well, I bet you never thought we was going to get this far. Anyway, we've all seen the Windows 98 set up 1,000 times, so I'm just going to fast forward through this. It would be worth noting that no matter what I tried, the mouse would not work. It may have been because I was using a mouse and keyboard combo. I don't know, I didn't really put much effort into trying to work out why. Now Windows 98 is attempting to boot for the first time. It crashes because there's too much memory, but it's okay, we have a workaround. So we're going to want to restart the Sophos Firewall and smashing delete to get back into the BIOS. We're going to want to navigate to save and exit and select our USB device as the boot override. Once booted back into the Microsoft Windows 98 start menu, you can either go with option 1 or 2. I went with 2 because why not? Once booted into DOS, you're going to want to change directory to C Windows and edit the system.ini file. You are going to want to add the line max fizz page equals 40,000 under 386 ENH. Now you're going to want to save and exit. To save and exit, press the Alt and the F key at the same time. This will open the file menu. Then you can use the arrows key to scroll to the save button. The process is the same to exit. We can now remove the USB drive and power cycle the Sophos. At the startup menu, you're just going to want to select normal. And there we go, back to the Windows 98 setup. During the setup, the device did BSOD. I just power cycled it and it carried on. There we have it, the Windows 98 login screen. Yeah, right about now I'm realising I should have picked a shorter username. So now we're into the Windows 98 desktop. Let's have a quick look around at the start menu and folders and see how different they are. Hopefully this doesn't trigger anyone's PTSD from 1998. Just remember that I'm doing this all using the keyboard, the mouse still doesn't work. And now for the main attraction, we're going to open MS-DOS and fire up Doom. And there we have it, Doom running on a Sophos SG running Windows 98 SE. Yeah, the video no one ever wanted, but we got anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching.